just different.
Yeah, you already know what it is. Pure money, baby. I keep a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Come and hang with the gang. Get some free game added to your mainframe. Gotta keep your mind sharp, we gotta maintain. And it's even better when the squad on the same thing. Steady swishing on the competition. We ain't tripping about the opposition. We on a mission and we got a vision. People in need, we believe we got a lot. I give a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. Said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money. Been slept on, money never stepped on. We increasing positivity until the stress gone. Satan tried to hold the squad back, but we kept on. We ain't making this up, no Revlon. I ain't trying to make you blush, but this a highlight. We send the high vibes, homie, this a high life. We rising far above the game, that's a flyby. But we still connected to the source, that's that Wi-Fi. Reception, now we answer the call. This squad taking questions and we answer them all. We don't wanna see you fall, we wanna see you ball. We all gon' eat with the peeps, we gon' feed them all.
What's happening, good people? What's going on? Hopefully we got that fixed right there. I hope that you guys are having an amazing start to your week here. We are here yet again for another live episode of our Dollars to Cents podcast. Today we're going to be talking about that thing that they call balance, that work-life balance thing, and exactly how you're going to balance your full-time job and creating this thing called your side hustle here. My beliefs on it. Everybody's going to believe differently here, but hopefully you guys are following me and buying into what we're going to do here to change your wealth the way that looks for you. So these strategies have worked for me and they should work for you as well. So make sure that you guys tune in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, invite 3 other entrepreneurs that you know need to find out exactly how they're going to get that side hustle rolling this year in 2024 and hopefully turn it into their full-time gig all while they're working their job. Yes, I'm not one of those people to tell you quit your job. So I'm going to encourage you to keep that job until we can get that side hustle flowing. In the meantime, before we get started, make sure that you are putting in the chat, letting us know exactly where it is that you are tuning in from. You never know. This is your opportunity to network. Somebody could be watching on replay or watching live, and you guys could tap into with each other and change each other's future. So always take the time to do that. And make sure, too, that you are putting in the chat, I am a millionaire. It starts with you guys. If you don't believe that you're a millionaire, then guess what? It's never, ever going to happen because it all starts with you at the end of the day. So make sure that you believe that I'm a millionaire when you are typing it in, whether you're watching live or here on replay. If it's your first time hanging with me, I'm Dr. Travis Davis. I've been doing government contracting over 10 years, and I've been extremely successful in generating revenue for myself. After being successful with these contracts, guys, I've been able to start multiple different businesses in different type of investments. But most importantly, I've created things to come back and help my small business owners out there not go through the pain and struggles that I had to go through to generate revenue. And hopefully I have the right tools and procedures that can help change your future and generate revenue faster than I even did. Looking for those millionaires out there, and I know that we got them right here tuning in. And before we dive into our work-life balance, how exactly are you going to keep that full-time job that you got right now and work this side business all at once? Before we dive into that, let's see who we got in the building. We got my man Timothy. It was a pleasure seeing you this weekend down there in TTG Dallas land. Yeah, hanging out with my folks out there in Dallas, man. I had an amazing time with you guys. It was a pleasure to meet you in real life. There, Crystal, what's happening with you? Another TTG in the building. Miss Get It Done, what's happening with you? TTG vibes all in the building. Pleasure meeting you as well. Who else we got here? Crystal, what's happening? Pleasure to meet you as well. I enjoyed the information you gave this past weekend. I appreciate you for showing up, and I'm glad that I was able to drop a nugget or two on you guys. Thanks for being there. Who else we got in the building? Phil, what's happening with you? Over there in Facebook land. Oh, we can see pictures and names now on Facebook. Okay, shout outs to Ecamm Live getting that feature fixed over there. That's pretty dope. Willenia, I hope I'm saying that correctly, out there in Kentucky. I appreciate you being here. Christian out in Frederick, Maryland, what's happening with you? Another millionaire in the building. Kevin Chapman, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. Southern California's in the building. What's happening with you? I appreciate you being here with us today. PJ, what's going on? Thank you for being here with us today. Now, guys, I don't want to hold you guys up all day here. If you guys have any questions about anything that I go over tonight, please feel free to go ahead and pop your question in there. Always don't forget, make sure that you are hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this out. We're about to dig into my techniques of how I've gone about starting my business while I was working my full-time business. All right. And you guys can use these steps too, and what type of balance you're going to need to get all of this done. Now, before we even go down this journey of starting your own business while you're working. Now, again, I'm not going to tell you to quit your job. I'm not starting anybody there. Instead, I want you to put revenue in your pocket right now. That is one thing of importance. Because if we don't have any type of money flowing right now, okay, guess what's going to happen? You're going to quit. So instead, I want you to get that job first. And hopefully, what I advise you to do is get a job in something that you want to do for your own business. So what I like to call it is kind of like this. I call it your paid mentorship. Now, you got to also keep in mind that you're not getting in something that, and I say this because the people on the internet, maybe beat me up if I say something incorrectly like this, but, you don't want to get into any non-compete type situation where you get a job, in an industry and you can't compete and go after doing that your own business. Now, me, on the other hand, I'm going to push that to the line, right? I'm still going to get a job in what it is that I want to do. And I'll just figure out how to get other customers that the current business that I work for just isn't getting, but I want to do something in the lane that I see my business going in. Now, project management is something that every business needs. So you absolutely could go get a job down that lane, because you're going to need to know how to manage people regardless. Anyways, any type of admin service, logistics, things of that nature, you're going to have to know how to do that anyway. So it really don't matter the industry that you go learn it in. So you could keep that in mind. But once again, the most important thing to me, I would rather get paid less working in something that I see myself building in, because I'm going to expedite my education and learning curve. If I didn't do it that way, let's say, I go from making $120,000 to $80,000 for the thing that I want to do. Like, that's a pretty significant amount of income that's going to be lost to most individuals. But in my mind, that's stretched out over 365 days a year that they was taking over 40% out in taxes. So I mean, it really ain't that large of a loss, but you are probably going to have to go below your means. But we're focused on a side business, so we don't mind that loss right there, knowing that we're not going to be here for long. See, in my mind, the people that are like want to stretch it out and get everything and every single penny that they can out of their job, I just see that they're going to be stuck there forever. They're going to get comfortable and complacent. But this $80,000 is going to make you uncomfortable, and you're damn sure ain't going to be complacent knowing that you could get more. But you're going to learn so much information that school couldn't have taught you. This is your opportunity to get next to the managers who are already there running the operations. Stay at work a little bit later. Figure out the business owner. Some people like you sucking up to the business owner. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. You're 1,000% right. All the people who are saying that, yes, that is what you're doing. You're trying to get closer to somebody who is already doing what it is that you want to do. Once again, it will expedite your learning curve. And that is what we're trying to accomplish here with our paid mentorship, which is our full-time job. All right. Somebody type paid mentorship in the chat if you are understanding the opportunity that you get when you go to work for somebody. I'm trying to get you to remove the negative terminology that our community is putting around work right now. I'm trying to advise you the value that it comes from obtaining a job, but not just any job. Get a job that matters. It matters towards your future. It's your paid mentorship. All right. So that's the very first step. We're going to focus on getting that job. Now, when it comes to balance, because we're about to start this side gig, okay, first and foremost, I want to let you know I don't believe in balance. I put that right there because I hear people all the time, you got to be able to balance work and life and all of that good stuff. But do you guys see I got work higher than this thing called life? Because you ain't going to be able to serve them both if you want to be great at this thing. Now, some people don't want to be great at this thing. They just want to make a little bit of money. And I use that word strong right there when I say it just, because when I hear individuals talk like this, they often tell me, well, Travis, I just want to make a few dollars. If you just want to make some money, by all means, I'm probably not the guy for you, because I don't have no balance. There's no balance in trying to do something that's never been done in your life. So if you're trying to generate revenue that you've never seen before, if you're trying to create wealth for your family that's never been done before, that means that you're trying to be great. You're trying to do something greater than anybody that's around you has ever done. Because if they were great at doing it, you would have it right now. So I'm going to need you to reach in and become a whole different person. So I need greatness. And worrying about balancing yourself just ain't going to happen. That means we're going to have to make a sacrifice. We already know going into this thing that 8 hours of our day is gone at work. Maybe 10 when we start talking about commuting. Hopefully you work from home, so you ain't got to deal with that. So you already know that you got a time hurdle that's going to come in your way. So you can't even give me that excuse. So does everybody else. So did I when I got started out. I had a time hurdle in my way. That wasn't an excuse. Guess what happens? From me running a company, I know that every one of my employees get something called paid vacation. So see, you could take your paid vacation and use it for your business, but instead you used it to go vacation and spend money and, not do anything to better this side business or to better your knowledge. But you could have used that for that. You also have sick leave. Well, you could have used the sick leave to work on your business. Or you could have just took time off. But see, the problem is with this method that I'm telling you right here, this doesn't work if you don't have something called goals. Somebody type goals in the chat. So the first thing was that we were going to go get that job that, is in the industry that we will see ourselves working in. The second thing that we're going to focus on is writing out our goals. If you do not write out your goals, none of the stuff that we're about to do is going to make sense. The sacrifices that you're going to have to make is just not going to make sense because you have no vision. You don't know what you're trying to do. You don't know why we're only about to get 4 hours of sleep. You don't know why you're about to tell somebody no, opposed to telling somebody else yes. It starts with the goals. So the goals is the vision. If you have no vision, we can't make no goals. Somebody type vision in the chat. What is the vision? Hopefully you guys have done a vision board party. I hate them, FYI. And the reason that I hate vision board parties is not because, of the amazing things that it can make your mind do and the way that it can make you see. But the reason I hate vision board parties is because I see these visions that are so amazing. I mean, it's everything when I look in somebody explaining their vision board, when I look in their eyes, it's like everything that they dreamed about. It's like the man upstairs put a dream in their eyes and they could see it. They could taste it. They could touch it, but they couldn't make it a reality. And the reason they couldn't make it a reality, just this one small reason, is that they never put a price on it. Every vision costs a price. So if I can know what your vision is, I can generate the cost of it. So if the vision is to have a business of 400 people, well, I can come up with the cost of a vision of 400 people. If the vision is to have a mansion in Texas with 2 dogs and 2 kids, by the age of 48 and you 29, I know the cost that it's going to get to make that happen, right? But without putting a price on the vision, I can't really set a realistic goal. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm telling you here. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you are picking up what I'm putting down so far. Without a proper vision that has a price tag on it, I can't come up with a goal. Now, there's another piece that I'm missing in order to complete the goal. First, I needed to see the vision. I needed to put the price on the vision. And then there's one magical piece that goes towards this thing to balance myself out, to know how to focus in. And it's called time. If I can piece the vision, the price, and the time, well, now I can set a goal. The time is, when do you want to complete the vision? The price is how much it's going to cost when we get to completion of the vision. If I take those factors and I say, okay, at this day right now, March 19th, at the age of 37, I want to complete this goal by the age of 42, this vision, it has to be done. Well, the vision's costing $7 million. Well, all of a sudden I can reverse engineer this thing down and say, okay, well, if I got 10 years left at $7 million, and I'm just making these numbers up as I go, guys, I got 10 years left at $7 million a pop. Well, you know how much money you need to generate every single year to be on track towards the vision. And then every day, I don't know what you're waking up and doing, because the vision is literally sitting in front of you, that if you would focus every single day according to the plan, we'd get towards the vision. It's really this simple. So now I reverse engineer that thing down. Let me do some math here. What do we say? If I'm taking 7 million, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 7 million divided by 10, I need 700,000 a year. I don't know why I just did that math like that. That was so silly of me. I need $700,000 a year. We got 365 days to get $700,000. So if I divide $700,000 by 365, that means that every single day I need to make $1,900. We'll do $2,000. There's some change up there. I'll just round it up. Every single day that I wake up, I need to make $2,000 to be on target to get my $7 million to complete my vision. Now, here's the kicker. to make this thing go faster because we're still working, right? I told you, don't you lose that job. And here's why. Because the job is a cart right now. It's not a fast cart to generate revenue, but it generates revenue. It may not give you $2,000 a day, but it could give you $300 a day. It could give you $200 a day. And instead of looking for a full 2,000, we got 1,800 to go. But we got to start somewhere at cutting this chunk off, right? Because we're trying to get towards our vision. And we're going to sacrifice some things here. Because most of us, I can almost guarantee most of us don't know how to do $2,000 a day. So in order to do $2,000 a day, there's going to be an extreme learning curve that comes with that. It's going to start with your job. Your full-time job teaches you, if you're doing $28 an hour times 8 hours, your full-time job teaches you right now at this moment, you know how to make $224 a day. That could be your capacity right now, but we're going to increase the capacity of how much money you can make by starting a side business. If I don't start the side business, I can't increase the capacity to get towards my vision. And this is where people fail at. You know, they got a $2,000 a day vision and they stuck making $220 and they wonder why they're not moving forward in life. They wondering why this thing is just bothering them. This weight is on their shoulder because the vision costs too much. They keep doing poor activities, but yet they want this multi-million-dollar vision. You're not going to get there working. We're going to start there working, but we're going to create the side hustle, which can increase our capacity overnight if we keep chunking away at it. Because we're all business owners and entrepreneurs. The problem is you just sold yourself for $224 a day, which is fine. That's all you know how to do. But you got to keep in the back of your mind, I am an entrepreneur that accidentally sold my time for $224 a day because that's what I was taught to do in the school system. That's all I know how to do. But this guy, Travis, showed me some information that if I started a side business, I could potentially do $2,000 a day. Because I'm going to be selling stuff. And the only way that you're going to increase more money per day is you have to sell stuff. All right? And that's what we're going to get to. Now, once I've reversed engineered that thing down and I know how much money I need to make each and every single day in order to get towards my vision, I now need to go figure out what the hell I'm going to sell. Right? Now, you need to tell yourself something simple here. If you need $2,000 a day, I don't think that you should be playing around with $5 ebooks. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because there's been an anomaly out there that people say that they've made millions of dollars off ebooks. So you could be one of them. But the odds are you're not going to be. You're going to be in my lane where you're not going to make millions of dollars on the ebook. Can you make some money? Yes. Millions of dollars? No. Since we're trying to get to $2,000 a day, though, can I sell enough ebooks in a day to make $2,000 at $5? Well, that is 2,000 divided by 5. That's 400 books in a day. You've probably never sold 400 anything to anybody in a year, let alone in one day. This is what I'm telling you. It's just no emotions. It's math. You've never sold that amount of anything in bulk at one time or 365 days, right? So again, we're setting ourselves up for failure. Now I need to be more realistic. Have you sold one thing to somebody in the course of 365 days? Yes, you have. You better not tell me that you haven't. You have done it. Okay? So now, shouldn't I look for a product that can make me $2,000 in one sale? Because now that means that every time I sell that product, I make the amount of money that I need to make every day. So worst case scenario, I could wake up every day, focus on selling this one product at $2,000, because the minute I figure out how to sell one to one person on one day, chances are I can learn how to sell to two people in a day. When I learn how to sell to two people in a day, I'll learn how to sell to four people in a day, 8 people in a day, 16 people in one day. All of a sudden, if I stay on this method, I collapse time. Where I needed to make $2,000 in one day, when I get 20 people to close in one day, I've expedited the curve of my vision. My vision goes from taking 10 years to 8 years. If I keep the method up, my vision goes from being an 8-year vision to a 5-year vision, from a 5-year vision to a 3-year vision. And you'll see how much faster you become the millionaire, all because you wrote out the vision and you created the goals. And then you focus, because you'll get better as you keep doing this thing. Now, if you're smart, okay, we got $224 rolling in. You should use that full-time money from your job to make sure you cover every single expense that you have. And then once you get that money, you're going to invest it into business. We're not investing in the stock market. We're not investing in the real estate. We're investing into education, into business. Because we got to get smarter so we can sell better. We got to get the right tools and systems so we can generate revenue while we sleeping, while we talking. All of this stuff is going to take our W-2 income full-time money that if we didn't take that money and invest it over here in the business, the tax man would take it. Instead, we're writing off a loss. Yes, this year I didn't make no money in the business because I had to learn how to do business. I had to get the tools and the systems. It's startup business costs. So I get to write that off because I'm now in business. I'm not just this full-time employee over here. And according to the system, I can invest my money into a business that looks like a loss for the first year of startup. But what really happened was your startup cost you $10,000, which most people are like, man, that's my savings. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, savings is cool, but at a certain point, we should stop saving because now you're just collecting dust for no reason. The only amount of money you should have is your emergency fund. After that, I need to invest this money. Well, if I invest the $10,000 in the startup business and we take a loss this year, well, the $10,000 was invested because it can make $30, $40, $50, $100,000 the next year. It could potentially make you $1 million the next year like it did me. Now, all of a sudden, it becomes smarter to invest in the business opposed to stock market and real estate because of the way it can 10x overnight. Because what you're really investing is into this mind. When you invest into this mind, the mind can 10x revenue like nothing else can. It's called doing it through business. That's how the mind releases itself and shows its intellectual property, through business. And you'll be rewarded for that when done correctly. So that's why we're not leaving this full-time job. We're not leaving this full-time job until the side hustle, the side business, can at least double our full-time revenue. Somebody type double revenue if you understand what I'm saying right here. Your side business needs to be able to double your full-time revenue before you leave that job. Now, can anybody take a wild guess? Put it in the chat of why you would think that I'm telling you guys that the salary needs to double, right? Or I don't want to say salary. The profit. Yeah, we're talking profit here. The profit that you make needs to double the current revenue that you're getting while you're working before you leave the job. This is why. And it's crazy to me when I hear people say this stuff, man. I hate that they set you guys up. This is why I appreciate you guys for following me. And hopefully I could teach you guys a little something that I did for myself that can help you guys generate a lot of revenue real fast and not put stress on yourself like these people are trying to get you guys to commit yourselves to with all these loans and all of this stuff. I didn't tell you guys to do any of this loan stuff or whatnot. Like, we're making sales. We don't need any money to do that stuff. We're going to double the revenue because it could cover everything and you still have money to invest in business. Kind of close. The reason that I want you guys to make sure that you can double your revenue of what you make at work before you leave that job is simply this. If you do not double your revenue before you leave that job, all you did was create another job for yourself. If you double the revenue before you create that job, before you leave that job, only if you double the revenue before you leave that job. What can happen is when you leave the job, you put somebody else in place to work the business that you created. And you still got enough revenue to pay yourself. Now, what happens is somebody else gets to run the operations and you're free to go make more money because you're the key to all of this. It's your vision, not the employee's vision. We needed to be able to double the revenue so you don't get caught up working in the business. Every fool that does this, I always see them stuck working in the business because greed starts coming in. Money starts getting tight. But I told you to budget. I told you to live below your means. I told you to know what your vision is. You need to know exactly how much money we need to make, how much we got coming in versus going out. All of this plays a factor because your time is going to be of the essence. I can't tie you down in the business for a couple dollars. You and only you can sell your business. So I need you to be free. If you don't double that revenue, you never get free. And I'm telling you, you can listen to all the stories and whatnot. Majority of the people who leave the job prematurely end up coming back to the job because they did not double the revenue before they left. And now stress kicked in. Life started lifing. And that's a tough place to be in. You don't want to be there. So we're going to double that. All right. Somebody put a fire emoji in the chat if you understood while I'm telling you guys, do not leave that job until you double your revenue. Also, make sure that you guys are hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this out with 3 other entrepreneurs and business owners right now that need to understand the thing called balance. Keeping that full-time job while you starting that side gig. They need to get educated, man. We got to get our people educated correctly. There's too many people on the internet just talking crazy, messing up our communities. So hopefully I can teach you guys a little bit something that worked for me. I don't know if it'll work for everybody, but I can only talk about the things that I know about. This is the stuff that worked for me, and it'll work for you too. But I'm also going to tell you another reason why you want to keep that full-time job before you jump over to that other job. Business always brings problems. And in the business world, majority of the problems that the business world brings is an expense. And once again, we're going to need some money. And the worst thing that you guys could do to me, and again, depending on who you listen to, the worst thing that you guys do is go get loans out to try to run a business that you don't know if it works or not. Like, to me, that's the craziest thing in the world. That is the fastest way to set yourself up for debt. Don't you go get no loan and you ain't never confirmed that somebody wants to purchase your intellectual property or your services. Because now you're paying people out and you ain't got no money coming in. That's crazy. So we're not going to do that. We're going to play it smart. And if we do got to pay some money, guess what we're going to do? We're going to use it out of our pocket. The reason that we're going to do this too is because you're not going to overspend your own money. See, if I give you a loan, all of a sudden you just pay a marketing person $10,000 because they told you and they look fancy and flashy that they could get your business up and running for just $10,000. And somebody told you it's just a loan. You know what I'm saying? You could write it off and get your money back. They don't charge taxes on loan. Well, they want their damn loan back. I'll tell you that. And if you haven't figured out how to generate no revenue yet, you have absolutely no business taking out a loan. Loans do not help you generate revenue. They help you generate more. But if you haven't figured out how to do it yet, like if you have not figured out how to make money, money is not going to help you. So use the money that you currently have coming in. If that means that you can't go hang out for the next 3 months so you can save up some money to get the software, to get to the conference that you need to get to, well, that's what you need to do. It's called the sacrifice. I told you, ain't no balance in this thing called greatness of where you told me that you want to be. Once again, you said that you wanted to be great. How do I know you want to be great? Because you want to do something that nobody in your family has ever done yet. That means that you want to be great. And balance ain't going to work for this. If you want to be like everybody else that's been around you right now at this moment, if you like whatever you do for the last 6-7 weekends, if you want to just live that life for the rest of your life, then you could continue doing everything that you're doing right now. You could balance yourself out. You could get 8 hours of sleep. You could rest on the weekends. You could make sure that you visit all of your family and friends. You could keep doing that. And I'm telling you, that works. But if you're trying to become a multimillionaire, if you're trying to feed your community, if you're trying to create jobs, if you're trying to have trust that can be passed down, if you're tired of waiting for somebody else to do something for you, this all takes greatness, which means that balance, I don't see it. Instead, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot of that stuff. A lot of relationships are going to have to be sacrificed. Your time is going to be sacrificed. Your money is going to be sacrificed. Your health could be a sacrifice. But you made this decision. And y'all here today because you told me you want to sacrifice. If you truly want to make a sacrifice, somebody put sacrifice in the chat. And it's okay if you spell it wrong too. You know what I'm saying? I spell like Ocho Cinco. You know, we don't spell right all the time. But go ahead and put that sacrifice in that chat. If you truly believe that you're ready to take yourself to the next level and you're ready to sacrifice. It ain't for everybody. Look, you don't have to do this either. It's your choice. But once you get started, ain't no crying. Because ain't nobody listening. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares about your cries. Nobody cares about your problems. Ain't nobody going to care about your struggles along this journey. As much as people will sit there and listen to you cry, just think about the last person that you cried to about your problems. When you left them, what happened? Nothing. You know why? Because they can't help you either. They crying too. They just ain't showed you yet. This is the reason people can't help you. People got their own problems to deal with. You got to figure this out for yourself. But here's the thing. If you cry out loud, and I don't really mean cry out loud, like don't you come to me crying. When I say cry out loud, I mean ask for help. If you ask for help out loud and you know what you need, don't just cry, but you ask for the help that you need. The man upstairs, I swear to God, has put somebody out here for everybody. He's actually put a whole military worth of people. He got a whole community worth of people that he's put out here. But I'm telling you, you just need one person to hear you to get started. But I always say, if they can't hear you, they can't help you. So this is why all of a sudden the things ain't working for you. Because you don't know what you want. You're trying to be balanced. Instead, we're trying to get towards the vision. The vision started with the full-time job. In order to get towards the vision, we got to create the side hustle, the side gig that we're going to turn into the main gig. Because at some point, we got to leave the full time to pour in to our revenue generating machine. And we are going to know that it's a revenue generating machine because we ain't leaving it. We're not leaving that full-time job until this machine can prove to us that it knows how to generate revenue. Then and only then do I get up out of there. And I told y'all how much revenue it needs to create. I can guarantee you this. If you make the sacrifice and learn how to double your income while you're working that full-time job with your side hustle, the minute that you leave that gig, your full-time job, the minute that you leave it, you will 10x your revenue. And I'm telling you, I promise you, you will 10x your revenue because you already know that the processes and procedures work. The SOPs are in place. The system is in place. I know the system is in place because you couldn't have generated that type of revenue without the systems working. You put the money in place for somebody else to look over the system that you created. The reason I know you can 10x your revenue is because the visionary is free. You now have 365 days, 24 hours a day to 10x your revenue. You no longer have a job taking 10 hours of your day, only paying you $224 for the day. You've already put together a system that pays you 10 times more than that. What do you think will naturally happen when you got time? You'll just get better. For the dogs, some people don't want to get better. Some people get complacent. Some people don't want to stream on the platforms. Some people don't want to go knock on doors and pick up phones. Some people going to feel too embarrassed, and that's okay. But we ain't got time to deal with them. I told you, I'm looking for the people that's trying to get towards their vision. And they trying to do it fast, too. You all have the power. You all have the knowledge. If you've ever gone to work for somebody right now today, you too can start that business. I'm trying to let you know you can start that business from home. You don't need a virtual office. You don't need all that stuff that they talking about. All you need is a tax ID. You start that tax ID today. I don't even care if you 100% know what the business is going to do. We need an EIN number today. You should call that business a generic business. Don't you put no such and such transportation in that name. Don't you put no such and such dog heaven in that name. Do not put what you think you want to do in business in the name. Make it generic. Somebody tell me what Malmar is. I don't know. It's generic. It means the business can do whatever I want it to do. But when I put it in the name, well, I kind of corner myself in. I want you to start that EIN number right now today with that generic name. So now we just unlocked a door towards our future wealth. And it came through having a business that can now generate revenue faster than what my two hands can. My two hands was only getting paid $29 an hour, $300 a day, $5,000-$6,000 a month. That's what my hands can make. But my brain learned how to make $2,000 in a day. My brain learned how to make $83,333 a month. Your hands will never be able to do that unless you play, football, basketball, baseball, one of them sports. That's a different story. You insure them hands. But most of y'all ain't got them type of hands. You go get crushed out there because your hands, they sorry. Your feet, your body, it just don't work that way. But I'm telling y'all how you can make it happen. So hopefully, again, guys, You enjoyed this segment of our Dollars to Cents podcast. We are here each and every week, Tuesday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time zone. On Tuesdays, we go over the mindset that's needed to become a millionaire. If it don't make dollars, guys, it don't make sense. And I'm talking about this sense right here. Things got to start making dollars to make sense. And when I say dollars, I ain't talking about making $1 million off a $2 investment. That don't make sense. I'm not talking about making $50,000 off a $5,000 investment. That don't make sense. If you're going to invest with somebody else, let's start making it make sense. 18% returns, 22% returns, not 5,000% returns. That don't make sense. And if somebody's offering you that, you should run. You should run real fast because that's a scam. It's only one thing in this world that can give you 10,000% returns, 5,000% returns. And I just told you today, it's that side business that you're going to create. That's the only thing in this world that's going to give you those type of returns. And of course, somebody's going to tell me the anomaly out there. That ain't you. What is you is this brain in that business that you're going to create. You can create 5,000% returns, 10,000% returns. But once again, nobody else's intellectual property is going to do that for you. Stop asking, stop seeking, and just look yourself in the mirror and understand that investment vehicle that you seek was sitting between your two shoulders the whole time. Go get a book. Go get a course. Go to a conference and invest in this vehicle right here, sitting between these two shoulders, and you'll get your 5,000% returns. Once again, you all can do it because I know you got a brain. And I know you got a brain that works because you guys are watching me on this live. You couldn't have got to the live if you don't know how to use your brain. You dig? Now, the last thing that I'll tell you guys, if you want to remember how to draw this thing out, it's called your GPS. If you want your vision to work, you got to have a GPS. The GPS can consist of a time and a dollar amount. If you don't have a time frame and a dollar amount, ain't no GPS ever going to work. Consider it like this. If I told you guys to come meet me in Washington, D.C., and I just told you guys I'll be in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday, right? You come to Washington, D.C. on Tuesday, you'll never find me. Why? Because I didn't give you an address. This is what people wake up and do every single day. They have no vision. They have no GPS. So they just wake up going in circles every single day. But all you got to do is plug in the address to the GPS and you'll get there. There's going to be speed bumps in the way. There's going to be accidents. There's going to be detours that you need to make. But when the vision's on paper and it's written out, you ain't going to let nothing turn you around. It may make you a detour, but it'll never turn you around. So you need to develop that GPS like today. Once again, that's the dollar amount that the vision calls and how fast you want to get there. We can reverse everything down after that. And we'll get there 10 times faster. That's all I got for you guys tonight. Once again, I hope that you guys enjoyed this information. Drop a fire emoji down there in the chat. Let me see if I got any questions. We're doing vision boards this weekend with the kids. I like that one right there, man. I would put the price on there with the kids. And I'm not sure if you've started the process of like teaching the kids money. I did this with my nephew when he stayed with me. I put a chart on the door of the refrigerator, and I put tasks and chores as well as homework. I wanted him to make video content because I wanted to make his page on YouTube or whatnot. So I put that on there, and I put prices next to all of them. And I actually played this game with him. I put $1 per video because I really wanted the content, and I was hoping that he would figure it out. It didn't kick in till later when money started making sense to him. But I said money and time. I said, I'll pay you $1 per video that you make me. Now, in his mind, he's seen $1, but he didn't pay attention to the video that it could have just been 10 seconds. Could have been 5 minutes. The issue is he's seen me making live videos and stuff like this that took a long time. So his mind assumed that I said long videos. I didn't say that. I just said videos. So he would choose the task that was at like $20 or whatnot, but it took the boy 4 or 5 hours to do. One day he finally smartened up and he gives me like 15 10-second videos and he goes, Uncle Travis, this only took me like 2 minutes. I took the chart down off the thing and I was going, look, you're getting a little too smart for me, man. You ain't about to take all my money doing all that. But I say that because, if I really had a child full time, I would do something like that. And when you do the vision board, put the price tag on the things that they're liking, that they see in their vision, and then have them, work towards the money and guide them. They'll start to respect money a little bit more. They may even start saving it too if you let them know during this whole money thing that, hey, if you give me 2 of your dollars, because you're going to become their investment vehicle, right? So if they give 2 of their dollars to you, you'll give them $4 back in 30 days. So now it's telling them, hey, look, you made $50 today. Why don't you take 30 of it and invest the other 20? So next month, you still going to get your $50, but now you get some more money on top of it by making that investment. And watch how they start to change every single month. They'll go to stores and instead of wanting to buy toys and McDonald's and all that stuff, they're going to want to spend the money in the investment. And it's going to change everything. Just thought, look, I give a whole masterclass over that. Man. It worked with a couple kids from parents that listened to me on that one. That's because anything goes wrong, you'll have enough revenue. Cool. Let me see. All right, I didn't see anything. Oh, here we go. We have developed a product that we're preparing to launch. We have bad credit and we cannot get loans to get funding to launch the product. What platforms or tools would you use besides friends and family to raise money? So I do things a little differently. Of course, what I'm about to suggest to you, it costs money for the tool, but like my tool, SB Money Flow, I would pre-sell the product. You don't need no money. People are okay with pre-sales. And this is what I got to get us all in the mind frame of thinking. This is why I teach sales and marketing. If you can learn how to sell, like everything else will fix itself. You don't need money, right? Especially when we're talking products. You can do it with service too, but you don't need the money if you're legit in what you got. The other beauty about doing this method is the people will tell you if they want to buy the product first before you invest any money into, it baffles me when people buy all of these products and they sit in their garage. Again, you didn't learn how to sell it. I don't care how good the product is. The product could be the best thing in the world. If you don't know how to sell it, ain't nobody going to get it. So what I would advise, instead of worrying about the credit and, people won't give you any loans, I would create a landing page or a sales page. One would be, coming soon, whatnot, while I'm talking about it today. Like I would get that up so I could build a list. And then after that, I would take the Tesla approach. Tesla didn't have the damn Cybertruck ready. They still ain't got the Cybertruck ready, but they made well over $10 million in pre-sales. So I would pre-sell the product, just letting people know I'm going to launch on this date. You can get a special pricing if you get in right now during the pre-launch. People will buy if you just tell them what's going on. If the product is good and you know how to sell good enough, you can sell it and they will wait to get it. And now you have absolutely zero funding problems. There's absolutely not $1 problem that you got. The next problem will become if you are a good person or not. Some people, a lot of people, when they do their strategy, the money comes in, it becomes unbelievable, and then they don't give the people the stuff that they paid for. that hopefully ain't going to be you because you rocking out with me. And I know you wouldn't do something like that, but that's how that works. Pre-sell the product. You should always, always, always pre-sell the product or the service before you deliver. That's just how I roll. Unless I'm doing it for somebody that got a whole lot more money than me, I'll deliver for them because usually I got something else that I need from them. But outside of that, nah, I pre-sell first. Now I don't need money from nobody. All right. Hopefully that made sense to you there. But that was a good question though there. Great question. All right, guys. Outside of that, I don't see any more questions. Once again, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. I see the fire emojis in the chat as well. That means that you guys picked up something that I put down. If you guys really, truly enjoyed this segment, make sure that you guys are hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button. Most importantly, make sure that you share this video, the one that you enjoyed, out with at least 3 other entrepreneurs. Take one of the segments that you like, take a screenshot of it, share it to your Instagram account. Let the world know about what we're teaching over here because we need to keep spreading this message. And once again, we can't spread the message without each and every one of you guys. And you have been doing an amazing job. Before you ever purchase anything from me, and your gut is still a little shaky about whether I'm the guy that you need to talk to or not, don't forget, please follow me over on Instagram. You can take a screenshot of that QR code, or you can go to official Travis Davis. That's perfectly fine. But all of my information is over there. You can learn a little bit more about me in your stories. And until your gut tells you to purchase with me, then you purchase with me, because I don't care about your story. Ain't no pity parties over here. I just want to work with people who believe in themselves. So I don't have time to, pitch you and make you believe in yourself once you buy into what I got going on. That's what this channel is for, to hopefully get you to start believing in yourself. But once you take action and you join me, I don't have time for that. No excuses. So if that's going to be you, you still got the gut, come over here to Instagram. All right. If you're still a little shaky and don't quite understand, if you're ready to go, you need to learn more information. Everything's sitting on YouTube. Once again, you can take a screenshot of that right there. You can go ahead and go over there to the YouTube channel so you can get all of the replays. I don't know how long I will keep the replays up there, especially because I'm building out this community thing a little bit more here in our own community. So I'll probably end up starting to take the videos down off of YouTube and putting them into our private community here. But before that happens, go to the YouTube channel. Every Tuesday, we talk about the mindset. Wednesdays is government contracting. And Thursdays is our SB Money Flow, talking about automation and AI. All of those videos are sitting, once again, on the YouTube channel. If you need to find all of this stuff, before we get out of here, if you need to find all of this stuff, you can actually visit dollars2cents.com, DOLLARS, the number 2, the word sense, SENSE.com. It'll bring you here. I highly advise you guys, go ahead, click up here, join our community. It's completely for free, so you can get access into our community. Also, you can learn a little bit about the Dollars to Cents podcast and everything that we got going on over here, as well as our frequently asked questions. And if you want to be a guest on our show, you can absolutely be a guest on our show. Or if you want me to be a guest on your show, once again, you can come here to the Dollars to Cents podcast. You can fill out the information right here. If you are trying to sell something to my community, I have absolutely no problem with you selling your product or service to my community, but I will be vetting you. I'm not like everybody else. As you guys can see, I have no problem being a one-man show on my own channel. I don't need to bring people on. I don't need to do interviews. If you are legit and you got your stuff together, which I will vet, so don't think this is an easy score over here. We will vet you. But if you are legit after we vet you, then we have absolutely no problem introducing you to our audience, but you will share revenue with us, just FYI. So if you don't have an affiliate program, if we ain't about to make you rich and you don't help us with the mission that we got going on. So we all work together over here in this community. That's why you don't see a lot of people over here that don't want to work together. You know what I'm saying? But we work together over here. And if that's you, if you want to be legit, once again, I have no problem, working with you here. You can come to the dollars to cents, click on that contact us tab, click on one of them links, and you can get access to everything that we got going on over here. Outside of that, again, I love you all. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you guys right back here tomorrow at 8 p.m. Oh, check that. I got to reverse. I apologize. Tomorrow I will not be here. I got something that I got to do tomorrow. So on Thursday, we'll double down on Thursday, and we will talk about government contracting and SB money flow all into one. So I'll be back here again Thursday at 8 p.m., not tomorrow at 8 p.m. Watch one of the old videos tomorrow. I love y'all. I'll talk with you later.